Hi and welcome back. So, last time we got all the LEDs fitted, all the lighting, and it's all working. Everything's sealed up. I have gone and placed these parts in the cells for the buzzards and for the warp. I've started doing a little bit of putty work. But I now need to get some primer on to see if we have gap filling to do or not. We have paint masks available for this model, and they're relatively cheap. It's 25 quid for the Aztec dummy masks, but I've decided to challenge myself, and I'm going to do it all with masking tape. As you can see, I've got all my tapes out ready. So this is going to be good fun. I think it'll be fun anyway. So I'm going to get some primer on now, see what light leaks are looking like and gaps are looking like, and we'll take it from there. Right, so after several layers of prime, putty, sand, prime, putty, sand, I'm now happy I've got all the light leaks sorted out. I'm happy with my seams all the way around. I may have to do... I forgot about this. I may have to do something about that. That shouldn't be there. I don't know why they've left a gap. Yeah, I think I'll fill that in. But we're ready now to take this back to the light ghost grey as our base coat. So I think I'll get that reapplied, that little bit filled in, that reapplied, and let this cure really well before I start masking pieces off that I want to keep that colour and moving on to it next. So I think next time we see this, it'll be light ghost grey with masking tape all over. Okay, as I start getting some masking down, I thought we'd have a quick look before I get really stuck in with what I'm doing. So this is for this brownish bit here and here. That's the only places that it appears. Now there is, as I said, there's decals, but I'm not using these at all. But I think that's a bit too wrong colour, so I'm going to use the dark yellow, which I think is a pretty good match. So 1mm tape to go right round all the edging, then I'll fill obviously thicker tape to control it. I'm going to get it painted, and then I can start covering these over and doing more bits. I've started with these because most of everything around them is in the base colour, so I'll be able to cover a huge stretch afterwards. So I'll get these done, a couple other colours, and we might have a few more looks as we go along. So I'm making some progress with the Defiant, slowly but making progress. Got the front section to here pretty much done, obviously without decals. I might do a bit of detailing into these panels, which should be sensor panels. So very slow going, obviously, each panel with 1mm masking tape. I'll be really surprised if by the end of this there isn't at least one piece of masking tape left on this that I missed it removing, because I'm having to cut very, very tiny pieces to go around some of these edges, which is what's taking all the time, but I'm enjoying myself, and that's what matters, and that's what the hobby's about. So far I've used dark yellow, light blue, light grey, and metallic grey, all Tamiya paints. Going to continue, get the rest of this top part done, then we'll move on to getting the insides of the cells and the bottom painted. I think we'll next have a look when the entire top is painted up though. Right, so we've got the top pretty much painted now. In fact, it is all painted. A couple of little bits to touch up, but I'm going to go over them when I've done all the sides and the bottom as well. I have made the decision. I'm using a couple of the decals. So I'm going to use these two and the top half of this one. And it's mainly because I'm really struggling to see where they should go and getting it to fit round here. So I think for neatness, it's going to be better with a decal than me trying to paint it and mask something. I might change my mind, I'm not sure. So colours, obviously we've gone in with the dark yellow, medium grey, light blue, medium blue. That's the metallic grey. Then this, I've so obviously I've not lit these up, but I've done a candy coating, a bit like what we do on the Gundams for the red. So it is shining a little bit, which I'm quite happy about. We've got to do base, because I've got a couple of panels where they've gone right the way over. But there's not as much to do on the base, so that'll get done next. And then I think we'll have a nice look at it all painted and probably with a coat of varnish over, possibly gloss to start with. Well, as you can see, I've had a change of mind. I am going to paint these myself. One side's fully masked, the other you can see the outline already. I'm so far in of not using the decals that it'd be a shame to just, for convenience, not to use a couple of them. So apart from pinstripes and registry names and numbers, everything will be painted. Okay, so I've literally just finished removing the last masks from doing any of these panels. All top and bottom is done now. So really pleased with how the candy coat has come out in these impulse engines. I did mask this and paint it, so I'm really glad that I did that and didn't end up with just a couple of decals for panels, because it had looked really strange. We've got all these sensor arrays painted up now. All the underside is painted. You'll never hardly ever see this because it'll be on a stand, but it is done. I've painted into the front deflector dish as well at the same time. Can we get that in focus better? Yeah, there we go. So the masks are ready to come off in there. So next up, I have all the decals to put on, which is mainly these parts for the pendants and the registration and obviously the name. I do still have these yellow sort of warning markers to do. I'm going to try cutting one out and put it down and see if I can do it as a decal if I'm really careful and get right to the edge. If not, I'm going to go through I'm going to take the time to actually mask it and put them in by paint. But I think we'll do that in the next episode. I think this episode's getting quite long now. And I think with everything pretty much painted is a really good place to end this video. Really pleased with how it's come out. Long job doing it myself, the masking. Very satisfying to have done it myself, though. Has it saved any money buying the masking set? Probably a couple of quid because of the amount of masking tape I've gone through. But it is nice to do these jobs yourself sometimes. But I think that'll do for this episode. I will put in the description all the different colours of paint I've used because there's a lot going on here. But for now, thank you for watching. Keep trekking and keep modelling. Thank you. Goodbye.